Hello, hockey fans. I thought I would start this video response to the second games played in the 2022 Stanley Cup playoffs by the Oilers and my hometown Leafs, starting at 11:05 on the morning of Thursday, 5th of May, North American Eastern Time. It is Cinco de Mayo, Mexico. It's a very common celebration in Mexico, and also just gonna check what's in there, and by Mexicans who live outside of that country. Well, it was a mixed bag, as it was, on Monday. On Monday, just to recap, my hometown Leafs beat the Lightning 5-0, an absolute shocker. The Oilers, not very much. Well, the Oilers, meanwhile, lost a very close game, 4-3 in regulation to the LA Kings. All right, so what I'll do is just to start off. I think it would be good to start off on a positive note, and that is that the Oilers took a page out of Game 1 of the Leafs Lightning series that was won by the Leafs, importing what the Leafs did, or at least enough of the good points the Leafs made to win their own game, shut down the Kings 6-0. Of course, the Oilers will have to win consecutive games to win that series, but the Western Conference series, because, the Oilers ended up losing the first game, and it's been a problem. During the pandemic, 2020, the Oilers in a conference quarterfinal qualification round ended up losing Game 1, and they would end up losing that series in 4 games, but it was a best of 5. The Oilers ended up being swept by the Winnipeg Jets last season in the North Division. This time, it didn't look as good. Mike Smith bobbling a puck that went past him when the game 2 had been gnawed at 0. I thought, oh no. Thankfully, I believe it was Darnell Nurse who swatted that puck away from when it had been behind Mike Smith on the blue paint, but not yet. Kind of about maybe halfway between the beginning of the blue paint, the outer edge of the blue paint, and the red line separating the blue paint from the net, from the back of the net. Wow, that was so close. Mike Smith, the Oilers' main goalie, should have had that shot. But again, that's why it's not just goaltending that wins games; it's also defense. And I believe it was Darnell Nurse who swatted that puck away. Thankfully, that defense was there, and it would not let up. All right. So just to recap, what I would do is just going to see what the stats are for the Oilers. All right. Oilers, Kings. All right, so with a 6-0 victory, just going to see what recap is from the NHL website, NHL.com. Just to put a memory here, Smith made 30 saves. So let's just recap here for the Oilers. Outshooting the Kings 36-30, winning 56% of faceoffs, scoring 2 power play goals, and killing off all 4 shorthand situations. Each team had 10 penalty minutes. The Oilers out-hit the Kings 48-46. The LA Kings dominated in blocks at 17-10, and there were an equal amount of giveaways, 8 apiece. So, yeah. So, there are some very impressive performances in terms of goals scored. We have Puljujärvi All right, so we're going to go to the goals. First one or two on the PP, or on special teams. So in the second, in the first period there were no goals. The second period, there were three. The first by Draisaitl from Barry and Nugent Hopkins. It was on the power play. 122 mark. A bit under 5 minutes later, it was the turn of Darnell Nurse from McDavid to score on a shorthand during a PK. Then the rest were, there was another power play goal late in the game at 11:55 mark of the third from Evander Kane, assisted by Bouchard and McLeod. That was Kane's second of the night, the first having been an unassisted even strength goal. Other goal scorers were McLeod from Bouchard and Cassian, and Puljujarvi from McDavid and Kane. So overall, the Oilers piled on the points, and that was so important. The Oilers absolutely had to win that game. Whether they're going to win consecutive games is, well, anyone's guess. So now what we're going to get into is how, by contrast, my hometown Leafs did not do as well. Oh, God. It was ugly all around. Let's do okay here. Leafs Lightning. Just doing so via iPad and just doing voice to text. So it was a 5-3 loss. And when it comes to plus minuses, there were a whole bunch for Leafs across the board. Just going to see in a moment here. I'm just going to recap. It was a penalty fueled night. Yeah. Okay. Leafs won 55% of their faceoffs. The shots were even. Leafs didn't score on any of their power plays, going 0 for 4. Even worse, Leafs allowed 3 goals against their own PK during 7 PKs. 14 minutes of penalties. Ugh. The hits were about even, 39-36 in favor of the Lightning, 17-8 Lightning blocked shots, 8 giveaways versus 6, but yeah. Yeah, the Leafs ended up scoring. We have Marner, 11:50 mark of the third from Muzzin and Matthews, and Kerfoot from Brody a bit under 4 minutes later. But by then, the game was effectively over. As it had been, at the time, 5-1, then it would become 5-3. Well, there's one little stat, and there's one big stat we should be concerned about. Vasilevsky, who, from 2020 to present, has in postseason games won 15 in a row after any such game that he's lost. So at least don't have to win consecutive games to win a series. It would be nice if they do. But they can't afford to lose Game 3 because we know how Vasilevsky's done. He has too often, he hasn't lost consecutive games since, no later than 2020. I don't even know if he's lost consecutive games during any playoff series after 2019. Yeah, it was ugly. There was a lot of... Let's see for the Leafs. Is there any notable minuses? Well, yeah. Colin Blackwell, Wayne Simmons, Andre Kasha, Pierre Engvall, and William Nylander among the forwards. Among the defensemen, Morgan Riley and Ilya Lyubushkin had -1s. Well, it's remarkable there were no plus minuses of under -1, but still, when it comes to stats, they don't, certainly, there was a concern that, going into this playoff series, that neither Matthews nor Marner would score very many goals. I mean, after all, Matthews had scored only 1 goal in the Habs-Leafs 2021 playoff series. Marner had, like Matthews, assisted on 4 goals. So, 9 points between the two, just 1 more than William Nylander alone had managed to put up in that same 2021 series. So let's go to the points. Alright, so we can see quite a few minuses. Simmons, Blackwell, Nylander, and Lyubushkin. Four of them. The other players have minuses. So, let's see about the points. So, Marner has scored 2 goals, has played in 2 games, having put up 5 points, 2 of them goals. Same numbers with respect to with Matthews. Muzzin has averaged a point per game during each of his 2 games, and a goal and an assist. Riley has assisted on 2 goals. Kasha, the same thing. Kerfoot has scored a goal. It's the only point he has in 2 games, but to be fair, Kampf and Bunting also have points scored via goals. Well, Bunting in only 1 game, Kampf and Kerfoot in 2. And then we go down the list here. We have Brody, Tavares, and Mikheyev, who have assisted on different goals. Well, maybe some of them are the same, but it doesn't matter. Each of them 1 point over 2 games. The problem is Tavares. When did he last score? Gotta wonder where he is. He's been invisible. To be fair, he has a plus minus of 0, but he hasn't done much of anything. What about Nylander? No points in either of his first 2 games, and a -1. Who would have thought? Ugh. Yeah, it's just, things are looking too good. We have this quartet. You're thinking Matthews and Marner didn't do much of anything. And Tavares was hurt the last time. But what's the excuse this time? I honestly don't know. But anyway, there have been some videos posted on Twitter pages of First of 1050, Toronto-based TSN Radio's morning show, and the Fan 590 Twitter page, that being the Toronto's Sportsnet radio station. I was just in the middle of listening to one of those segments. It's definitely some interesting radio clips, and secondary scoring was a concern, and I believe that a couple weeks ago, J.D. Bunkiss, a co-host of the Fan 590's morning show, claimed that that there were to have been concerned that the lack of secondary scoring would do the Leafs in during the 2022 Lightning Leaf series. Well, it hasn't quite done that. But the concern is defense has been good, penalty killing has been good, and it's not, and if penalty killing, the physicality, doesn't change for the Leafs from, okay, take 2 minute penalties to actually throwing clean hits, Leafs this year's could be over. My prediction is this: the Leafs have a chance of winning, the Leafs Lightning Leaf series, if that series goes a minimum of 6 games. Historically, from the 1990s onward, the Leafs have won only 1 series in under 6 games, a sweep of the Ottawa Senators. All others have gone at least 6 games. So, for at least 6 games, the Leafs have a chance to win this, the Bolts-Leafs series. But if the series goes at most 5, I predict the Leafs will end up losing. We'll see what happens in Tampa at Amalie Arena, which was home base for the Raptors of the NBA during the 2020-21 season. But again, he's going to have to win a game there. But again, it's good to win a game on the road. During the Leafs' long playoff series win drought, winning on the road has been something the Leafs have seemed to have done a better job of than winning at home. Anyway, go Leafs. And anyway, I was going to say that the Calgary Flames, with a 1-0 series lead, will be back in action later on Thursday, North American Eastern Time, against the Dallas Stars at the Scotiabank Saddledome in the south of Alberta. So anyway, go Flames go, go Oilers go, and go Leafs go.